I get students to come out and point quite a lot. I do this because the chart is an excellent diagnostic tool. It allows me to know what the students know or what they don't know. When they make a mistake, for example, is it that they don't know the pronunciation of the word, or is it that they know the pronunciation of the word, they point to the right symbols, but they're not pronouncing it correctly. Until I know which of these two is the problem, I can't really do anything to help the student. So I get students to come out and point, and when they do, I put them on the other side of the chart here. I give them a pointer, I put them on the other side. The advantage of the chart is, of course, that we can both work together. And I can bring out several students. I can simply move to one side, put a student here, and a couple of students. We can work up to about 4 in front of a chart like this. I have to keep the class orderly, so I don't let people shout. This is not possible. This is simply not possible. If somebody is looking for something, then I don't want the students to say top left or things like this. I want students to be silent. They have the right to say whatever is pointed once the pointing is finished. And this gives feedback to the person who's been doing the pointing. If he points this and the students call out these, then he knows that he has pointed the wrong thing. Something is wrong somewhere, and he knows where he has to look. So if a student really wants to come out and help, then I simply offer a pointer, and they come out and they can help the person. What does it mean to help somebody? To help somebody is not to do it in their place. The student who has the problem has a problem, not the whole sentence, but just a problem. And so the one who comes to help him has to fix that problem. He has to show the right answer for that particular thing. And then he steps back and lets the other student do the whole thing again. And so we can progress in this way. The person who is pointing doesn't speak. When I'm pointing, I don't speak. When the students are pointing, they don't speak. The only people who speak are the people in the classroom. This means that I am never modeling, and it means that the student who is pointing doesn't have to worry about what the pronunciation is. All he has to worry about is the string of sounds that he wants the class to produce. You should never forget that reading pointing and pointing are two entirely different things. I'm very aware of the fact, for example, that I can point quite easily, but if I get a student to point and go to the back of the room while they're doing it, I'm aware that I'm not a very good reader of pointing. Because I'm always very close to the chart, and when you're far from the chart you have an entirely different view of it. So sometimes when students come out, they come out and they're rather surprised to find the chart as it is. They're used to seeing it from further back. And so I say to them, if they're having trouble, I say to them, step back, and I get them to step back a couple of steps so that they're looking at the chart more as a whole than you are when you're standing right close to it. And this can make quite a difference. And the last point, which I think is very important, what is a chart for? The aim when you start pointing is not that the students learn the chart. The aim is to learn English. So this chart is only a tool. When I'm using it in such a way that the students are working on the language. I don't want them to be working on the chart. They're trying to learn the pronunciation. Thank you for watching.